down in the teens this morning, and the geese are all gathered near the bank, soaking up the sunshine. Big bunch of geese down there. Geese and ducks together. No ice on the water, but that's probably gonna happen as we've got 2 or 3 days here. I guess about 3 days. Down below freezing again. It looks beautiful out there. It looks warm. Looks like springtime. But temperatures in the teens. That will change. And the rest of the month is going to be in the 50s. And guess what, boys and girls? We are getting closer to March every single day. Every single day. I would not want to be putting my head under the water like that duck is doing. Well, here's something that's been totally different, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm not sure if I'm going to let it happen or not. But the geese have moved into the yard to decide that they want to eat some of that ryegrass that's in the yard. So there's a pretty good flock of geese, as you can see, in the yard. And they're awfully pretty. They go way on down there. I don't know how many's out there. I guess I can count them pretty easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 or 20 of them right there. So they're awfully pretty. There's no doubt about that. They're neat walking around. But the other side of the coin is that a lot of times these geese tame up rather easily and rather quickly. A lot of people love to feed them. They throw them feed out there, corn or whatever, and they come around. And some of these lakes around, these public lakes that we're on that's got houses around them, people will end up feeding the geese, and so they get like the deer, they come. The problem is geese, well, deer also, are pretty messy, and I've been putting up with the mess with the deer, but I'm not real sure I'll put up with the mess that all of those geese create, and they create quite a bit. So it's so cold out there. I mean, it's cold. It looks beautiful, but it's down below freezing. Never did get up to 32 degrees today. I think it got to 31, and now it's around 27 or 28. It's still not that late in the evening. And in the afternoon, it's not even evening. They're beautiful, and I love to look at them. One of the most beautiful birds around. Not as pretty as a gobbler, but they're pretty. But they're also very, very messy, so I'm not sure I want them walking around on my yard all the time, or the deck all the time. I'm not going to fool with them right now. I'll let them enjoy some ryegrass. That's what we planted it for, was for the critters anyway, so they're awful pretty. But I'm not sure I'm going to let them feel free to walk in the yard anytime they want. We'll see what happens. Jimmy, you're going to have to be tough. Can't be tenderhearted all the time. Well, Benelli just ran out there and took care of that little problem. I guess she saw him out through the window. I wished I'd had the phone on a little quicker because it was kind of cool, really. They're not too afraid of her. And they just rose up out of the yard and started hollering a lot. I'm still inside. And moved them out in the lake. They're not too afraid of her, obviously, because they can both fly and swim very, very fast. But she decided she didn't want them out on the ground, so I think that's a good deal right there. And she's right there by the shore. She's not going after them or anything. That was kind of cute. It's really kind of funny when you walk out here on the deck. The ducks are interested in flying away, But the geese are just pretty calm, really. You can see them all out there. It's a couple of ducks out there also, but several ducks flew. And as I pan down this way, I can look, and again, we've got several geese down there hanging around. Not really worrying too much about anything. Just enjoying a beautiful winter day. Cold, but not much wind. I don't know if they enjoy that, but I guarantee I sure do. But the waterfowl are plentiful at the Eagle. Really, really nice. I enjoy hunting ducks, there's no doubt about that. I used to hunt them a lot back when I was in college. But kind of like everything else, I enjoy watching them now more probably than I do hunting them, but that's a pretty view right there. Really, really is. Really know about this flock of geese. They're beautiful, and I love them, but I'm telling you, you're not very wild. They just realized probably that it's not goose season, and they're not going to get their goose cooked. And so they've taken to the yard, and they're actually wandering around in the woods. I don't know how many of them there, but there's at least 20 or 25 probably. They're beautiful out walking in the woods. They really are. There's a good bunch of them up there walking in the woods. Golly, holy moly. Holy smokers, as they say in Canada. That's a big bunch of geese. And the only problem, like I said, is they can be really, really messy. And the mess is not beautiful. The geese is beautiful, and that's it. Exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. I walk out, and at least they all left the yard. That's a big bunch of geese. I don't know how many geese there's. Listen to them. I don't mind feeding y'all. I just don't want you pooping on the grass. All right, y'all hear that? No pooping in the grass. Jimmy, that's fertilizer. Yeah, it's a stinky, thinky fertilizer as well. They're not very wild, though. They did fly very far. There's a lot of ducks out there that have learned from the geese that you don't need to fly away from Jimmy. And you don't need to fly away from Benelli. But if I shot one of those, I promise you Benelli would be out there in a heartbeat once I sent her. Be bringing that back to me, and we'd be cooking somebody's goose. That's exactly what we would be doing. But we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're just watching them and enjoying. It's a lot of enjoyment. They're beautiful, for sure. Well, it looks like a little herd of elk. Oh, they're half feeling their oats out there. I can't get my camera to focus. Oh, there we go. A little herd of elk, that little bull right there, a little spike. Huh. Little spike, there we go, finally focused. Little spike bull, his very first antlers. You can see the crowd right there. I think. Mamas and babies. Looks like more babies than there are mamas right there in that little bunch, doesn't it? And you can see that they run this little bull down here, run him off a little bit. They're going to go around in the front yard, and maybe we'll get them without this camera focusing. 2, 4, 6, there's about 7 or 8 out there. The camera's not wanting to focus. We have cloud cover this morning. The temperature is actually rising. It only got down to 24 last night. This is the first of what's going to be several days of rainy, cold, rainy type weather. Icing conditions tonight, which we really don't like. We have a lot of big limbs break. If it ices here on those pecan limbs are brittle, a lot of them break just in high winds. It's when they get ice on them. They get ice and high winds both. It's really a bad situation. A little spike right there. Yeah, it's got one long antler and one short one. It's probably a little boy right there too, just doesn't have an antler. But the camera's really fighting the focus this morning out there. Drives me crazy. I know it does you as well. But they're well equipped for 24-degree weather, no doubt about that, or 10-degree weather or whatever. And I don't think, I'd get my binoculars and look, but I don't think the lid is off of that at all. I think they're just eating what throws out on the ground, which the deer are not coming around that much right now. We're not hardly seeing any bucks out here at all. So we got a nice little herd of elk. I'm gonna let them feed out there and enjoy themselves. They'll probably go out in the front yard too. If they do, we'll take a look at them out there. Sunday morning coming down. I'm just about dressed, getting ready to get Chris ready to go to church. Well, I guess my big mean deer herd of mamas and babies there came and scared the elk away. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. 5 mamas and babies, at least 5. There should be 6 in that little bunch. There's one that's with them sometimes and not with them sometimes, you know. So that 6th one is really not a member of that little family there. I think it's just a couple little, I think it's 3 does actually. And we're gonna possibly pretty quickly start seeing deer show up that look like a doe, but a closer inspection of them will realize that they are not a doe. They're a buck that's lost his antlers. So the antlers should start dropping pretty soon. A few of y'all have asked about that. I have not seen any indication of that so far. We've not seen anywhere that when you see them at a distance, you think, wow, that's a big old doe. But if you can look, you see where their antlers were. So we're going to be able to start seeing antlers grow. We've got the other videos that we run on Friday and Saturday. We run deer videos Wednesday and Thursday, antler videos Friday and Saturday. Now, we obviously mix in does and bucks together with both of them occasionally, but we kind of keep it that way and kind of have the other activities around the ranch on the Wednesday and Thursday videos also. If you're not subscribed, oh, comes another deer coming in right there. What is that? Ooh, it's a buck. As I say, we have bucks and does together, and that's a buck coming in right there. It's a big old buck, totally wild buck. It's not any that was born here in a pen that we have tagged or anything. And he comes in and takes over and just looks at his body. Might be Fat Boy. I think that is Fat Boy. He's a big old 8-point. That's Fat Boy. Look at Fat Boy. He's got shorter legs, you'll notice. Shorter legs, and he's an 8-point. Probably never be anything bigger than 8-point. He's been 8-point for 3 years now. Totally wild deer, but tamed up pretty good. He's still got a little lovemaking on his mind. You look, his hocks on his back legs, inside of his back legs are still black. But really, he's not thinking about love. He's thinking about food. It's been cold. We got rain coming in, ice coming in. Ice makes it really hard on these deer, like it makes it hard on all the rest of us. And that ice is going to happen. There's another buck. I didn't see him sneak in. Let's see who that guy is. I did not see any bucks except Buddy. Little Buddy's around pretty much every day. I hope he still keeps coming in every day. Is that Forrest? No. That's a big 9-point. It's not Forrest. And again, a deer, I can't tell. I don't think that deer has any tags either. So another totally wild deer. And 2 big bucks there. Ooh, he's a big one, isn't he? He is beautiful. Both of those are big bucks. You can see the other does and fawns kind of wandering off through the woods. Back over here, we got does and fawns. So that camera really fights this light and fights the focus. My camera might be, this iPhone is getting a little older. Might be, you know, they set them up where you pay them off in like 30 months or 40 months or something. I don't know. Tried to pay cash for it. They wouldn't let me do that. You can pay cash, but you don't get this good deal of $500 off. You gotta, you know, so I don't know. And that way, by the time you get really wanting a new one, you still have payments left. And these start functioning a little bit on you. They got us on these phones. They sure do. But the phones will do so much. As we look out there, the focus kind of comes and goes on that sucker. But there's deer way off out there too. Way off out there. We look around, just keep panning around a little bit. Chris's chariot is in the garage there in the boat building. That's Prince Charming. He's looking at all the other pretty girls and guys around there, saying, I'd like to duke it up with you guys, and I'd like to sweet talk you girls. Prince Charming.